Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. I'm Miss Angie at the Portage Public Library, and today for our Create program for kindergarten through second graders, we're going to be making a spring puzzle. Since we just went into the season of spring, I thought it'd be really fun for you guys to create your own puzzle of things that remind you of spring. Let me give you a little brief history about puzzles. So the first person to ever make a puzzle in the 1760s was John Spilsbury. And he was a map engraver, and he took a map, he glued it on a piece of wood, and then he cut it out. He cut the countries out. And that was used in schools to help kids learn about geography. They weren't called jigsaw puzzles then, they were called dissected maps, because he cut out the countries. Then in the 1800s, there was the invention of plywood, and plywood was a lot easier to cut than big, thick pieces of wood. And then along with that came the invention of the jigsaw, which made it a lot easier to cut out the intricate patterns that you see on puzzles now. And then in the 1930s, they were started to be printed on cardboard, which was a lot easier to mass produce and cheaper, and they could have a lot more intricate patterns to cut out. So I have a question. Does anyone know what it's called if you're a person who enjoys putting jigsaw puzzles together? Does anybody know? The term is dissectologist. So first you're going to create your puzzle, and then you're going to be a dissectologist and put it together. So let's get started. So in your kit, you are going to find a package of colored pencils, and you're going to find some cutout pieces of a puzzle. So the first thing you'll want to do is assemble your puzzle pieces so you know how to create your design. And do you remember what you're doing when you're putting a puzzle together? What you're called? A dissectologist. Oh, this is not right. So this might be the challenging part, to get your puzzle pieces to go together. No, that doesn't look right either. Maybe this one goes here. Oh, are we getting it? Oh, excellent. All right, so there. Now you've assembled your pieces, and the theme is spring. So what do you think of in spring? Do you think of flowers? Do you think of sports that you like to play when it's nice out? Do you think about riding your bike outside? I'm gonna show you what I came up with for my puzzle. All right, so I like gardening. So spring makes me think of my tulips coming up in my garden, all my little creatures, my gnome that I have out there, and then the sun starts to shine a little bit more than in the winter. So here's my puzzle. So you need to come up with an idea and sketch it out. And if you want to be really creative, you could get one side of your puzzle done, and then you could flip it all over and create a second puzzle. And then you could challenge someone in your family to try to put your puzzle together, because they'd have to figure out which side was the right side to complete your drawing. All right, so I'm just gonna do a quick little sketch on my puzzle here. Oh, I wanted to share another interesting fact. So, you see on your puzzle pieces, you have the little spot where the piece will connect. So these have some names. There are many different names, but the name I like is, the hole here is called a blank, and this is called a tab. So you have blanks and tabs on your jigsaw puzzle. Okay, so another idea on this puzzle is you can do like I did and create just like a whole scene, or you could design something in each individual puzzle piece and use that to create your spring puzzle. You could have 5 different things that remind you of spring, and then that's what you are using to design your puzzle. So I think I'm just gonna do a flower. Let's see how it works. I'm just gonna draw a center of my flower, and I'm gonna try to hold my pieces together while I draw some petals, because you're gonna wanna gently be able to go across multiple pieces of your puzzle. And you can color it in when you're all done. Whoa! So I'm not gonna sit here and color because you all know how to color. And I know you're all very creative. But I would love for you guys to send me a photo to Angie at portagelibrary.us or post one on our Facebook page. I'd love to know what all of you kindergarten through second graders think of when you think of spring. I hope you enjoy your spring. You can get outside and ride your bikes and use some sidewalk chalk and have a good time. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the month of April.